part 2 of this incredible adventure, I got to witness something I never thought possible.
Wow. Wow, wow.
Wow. In part 3, I experience even more memorable encounters, finally get to see the results of my film photos from my new camera, and I give my completely honest take on what my first photographic safari was actually like compared to all of my other wildlife and photographic experiences.
That was an adventure, wasn't it?
Awesome.
The digital camera had really excelled so far with fast-moving situations where speed was definitely needed. But with film, the aim was to slow it down and maybe give myself new things to think about when doing something I'm so familiar with, especially when using the wider lens in the hope of something very big coming very close. And that's exactly the opportunity that presented itself. But the camera wasn't firing and I could not work out why.
Let's avoid movements.
After the moment had passed, it dawned on me what the fault was. The photographer. When loading a film, you have to wind it on to prepare for the first photo, not just after you've taken one. In loading it quickly, I'd forgotten to do exactly that. I was gutted to miss the photo, but not long after, we came across a spectacular scene that, although not as close, got me very excited imagining the potential end results. I quickly used the rest of that film, about 8 or 9 photos worth, as we watched a herd wander out across a very shallow river. But as we were being distracted by that vast and beautiful scene in front of us, we hadn't noticed the biggest bull elephant we'd seen so far, slowly closing in behind the car. Wow. Katie, move slowly.
Voices down.
Move slowly. Behind you.
Okay, more.
I'd think about having this out of focus in the foreground, Katie, because you're quite close, you two, if it comes close by you. Using it to make the image of the other elephants quite interesting. There were, of course, so many breathtaking experiences had on this safari, but I really think the close encounters with these true gentle giants are the ones that I'll find the most memorable.
So they use the front feet, you see what he's doing there?
Yeah.
So sometimes they do that to do more like digging for water and wait for the water to, more like filtrate and start drinking.
And speaking of experiences, Zambia had a couple more up its sleeve before sending us home. Whilst we were in Zambia, it was very, very hot. It was the end of the dry season and even the locals were complaining. So is this getting hot even for you?
Oh, it is.
Yeah? Oh, he has to admit it. You're like, yeah, it is hot.
It is, you know? It is.
Despite this though, storm clouds had come and gone in the last couple of evenings, teasing us with the thought of atmospheric photos of drenched and emotive megafauna.
I think I just felt a spot.
You felt it, huh?
I felt a spot, I'm sure it felt like a spot.
Come on, rain. Regardless of this though, during our last afternoon game drive, cameras had been prepped just in case, which turned out to be the right decision, as not long after doing so, Donald received a call, or should it be a warning, from the car up ahead to brace for impact.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Put everything in the box, huh?
I'm so excited. We just need something with fur in front of us.
Camera's okay?
Pardon?
Your camera's okay?
Yeah. Good. Yeah?
Is your that one waterproof?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Up to 10 meters.
Wow.
the sunglasses, look at that!
Good to go? Woo! Good to go?
I definitely got the wettest seat. Yeah, buddy.
The best friends! Let's do it!
Let's do it! Sunglasses making my heart here thing. Oh. Wow!
Now the UK is known for being very seasonal and at times very wet, but experiencing the first rains in a land that has not had rain for months on end felt different somehow. Almost euphoric, like sharing in the feeling of relief with people, wildlife and the surrounding landscape. Sadly, as the African wildlife is not as accustomed to this weather as they may be back home, most of them went and hid in bushes until it passed and they could come out warm and dry, ready to enjoy the fresh drinking water. So no photos were captured as hoped. But that didn't stop the journey back to camp that evening being a very memorable adventure.
Wait. Just a minute. Wait. Just a minute, Steve. Step on the side. Step on the side, because once you step on the ground,
Thank you, fellas. It's alright. Woo! How are we?
Good. How are we?
welcome back.
Oh,
Thank you. It's a little cooler.
what?
How's the phone underneath?
Excellent. No, they're really good bits of kit.
That was an adventure, wasn't it?
With spirits high, the camp had one more surprise left in store as Donald sat down with us for our farewell meal.
You've got very good voices.
Donald later explained that these songs and dances come from the surrounding villages, and the staff perform them when guests leave because they're proud of them and they want to share part of their culture, which of course always raises a smile at the very least. And I think I speak for everyone when I say I couldn't think of a better way to end a safari. Now, some of you who clicked on this video wanted to see how a medium format film camera from the 1980s would do for wildlife photography. Well, same here. First things first though, I needed to meet back up with my mate Dan at Photographique, the sponsor of this video. Their website is linked below and they are able to develop and print film or digital photos via post, so you don't have to live in Bristol to get an expert service. Though if you do, they are based in Bedminster and their opening hours are also listed on the website linked below. But back to the Bronica's photos. In a very specific order, I needed to see whether these images were exposed, sharp, and most importantly, did they look good?
I can see that there's exposures.
Yeah, I've looked through the film, but I haven't seen them on the scanner.
Okay, so first things first, there are some that are exposed.
Yeah, I think just about all your rolls are exposed, I think.
So the scanner that Dan was using to convert the film negatives into digital files had a very low resolution screen, so you could see the image and would get an idea of it being in focus or not, but it was hard to be exact.
That's it, they're all done.
Do you want to get those up
Those up.
on the screen?
Yeah.
After they were scanned, Dan selected some of the more promising photos and we had a look at them on the higher resolution screen.
Out of focus.
I think your focus is like
Behind it.
just in front, maybe.
Isn't it not the bushes behind it? If you scroll down
Bushes
to the legs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, having said that though,
you wouldn't. I mean,
the bit that is in focus is flipping sharp.
It is very sharp.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's almost distracting, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I reckon you get away with that.
Now, we don't want getting away with, Dan. We don't want getting away with.
Light on that.
Yeah, it was really nice. But I don't know if it's got a branch in front of it still.
That's in focus.
That'll do. That's a nice image.
That is a nice image. That's really nice.
That's all right. We like that.
Crank those shadows down, get rid of this, darken the tree up.
So, they were well exposed, mostly in focus, but were they any good? Well, no, not in my opinion. Maybe this one of the leopard might be worth a print because of the light, eye contact, and the tip of the tail hanging down providing a little bit of interest, but it's nothing special photographically. The camera did its job. They definitely have a beautiful distinctive look to them being taken on 120 film. But compositionally or from a storytelling and interest point of view, they aren't good enough in my opinion. And there are a couple of nice images, but most of the time I almost fear that word when it comes to creativity. And as for the elephants in the riverbed, I actually ended up editing it quite a bit to make it stand out as it was so flat and felt like there was no focal point. So could you argue it was a mistake to take it? Hell no, I loved it. It was amazing. I love the camera and I love using it. Photography is something I've done for most of my life, and the majority of that has been using similar digital cameras with the same shaped frame, and so I've developed various techniques and habits to try and get the best out of every fleeting moment based on the same kit. So much so that most of them are second nature and I don't even have to think about it. But this is a camera that shoots square format, a camera that only has 12 photos per roll, that I have to look down into seeing an image in reverse, a camera that I expose for the shadows, not the highlights, and that gives me no focus confirmation. So I have to think again every step of the way. And yes, sometimes I fail at it, but it's making me see a new aspect of something I'm otherwise so familiar with. And it's even started spilling into my digital work. The more eagle-eyed among you will have noticed 3 square digital images in this video. I dare say that that wouldn't have been the case had I not been shooting this camera alongside my digital setup. So I'm going to continue to use this camera a lot, aiming to enjoy and learn more about the process which I love and hopefully improve as a film photographer, because God knows there's room to. But that's enough camera talk. What about the experience? Most of my life I've dreamt of what this will be like, seeing it as the pinnacle of a wildlife nerd or photography experience. It was a dream because it often felt financially out of reach and impossible. And with the current cost of living crisis in the UK, I was acutely aware of this whilst on the trip, resulting in a lot of gratitude for Lara and George, as well as the fact that I chose to take a risk in making this sort of thing my career. I saw incredible things I will always remember and have some dream photos I never thought possible. If you're sat at home watching this, wishing to experience it and you can afford it, then crack on. You will have an amazing time, I have no doubt it is an incredible experience. But so is sitting next to puffins on an island in Wales, seeing a cormorant catch an eagle for the first time, finding badgers on your camera trap, sitting eye level with an otter, or even seeing a new species of bird in your garden for the first time. If you're a big wildlife nerd and love the feeling you get from seeing unexpected things in your local patch, or being tolerated unexpectedly by a usually timid animal, I would genuinely hand on heart say that a safari is no better than that buzz in my opinion. It's just different. Yes, seeing a leopard is exciting, but you're sat in a car with several other people and often next to several other cars. Laying down in a hide next to a pond as your favourite bird lands next to you with no idea you're there is just a different kind of special. One that you'd be a madman to attempt in the Valley of Leopards. In short, if you're looking at safaris and you're feeling like you're missing out like I did for so many years, then I'd remind you that comparison is the thief of joy. And there's often a wonderful wildlife encounter a lot closer to home that's just as magical in its own way. As always, a special thank you to my patrons for helping to make these videos possible. It really does help me push to make YouTube a full-time thing and make more videos like this, so thank you. Don't forget to check out the mystery link below, and thank you for watching. I hope to see you again in the next one.